Hello, guys and gals, me Mutahar, and boy oh boy, did I expect TikTok to dominate? Not as much as we're looking at here. Ladies and gentlemen, TikTok has dominated YouTube. TikTok has become the de facto king of internet traffic all of a sudden. Now, I never thought in my life that I saw Google be overtaken, given the fact that every time anybody opens a web browser, Google is like their first option. You could literally go to Google, even if you don't use it, most web browsers have Google basically caked in. I could literally type in this string of characters that you're seeing, and it would hit Google. Search with Google. So I think Google is like probably one of the most viewed platforms, period. Now, immediately in my head, I kind of looked at this whole article the other day, like every article was like TikTok ousts Google, and I thought maybe it's a little sussy-wussy, if you will. But, maybe it's not. If you think about China being one of the biggest countries in the world and one of the biggest havens for like tech and like China is becoming a richer country as the years pass. Okay, that's no doubt about it. People are getting access to the internet, and so a lot of the tech companies, Hollywood, a lot of big firms are now catering to Chinese users simply because there's a lot of money to be made in China. Now, Google is not allowed in China, okay? You know why? Because people could type in the word Tiananmen Square and be absolutely blown away. In fact, the fact that Google recognizes Taiwan as a free country is enough for it never to operate in that side of the world. Now, that said though, TikTok operates everywhere. TikTok is allowed in the United States, it's allowed in Brazil, it's allowed in Antarctica, I'm pretty sure, and it's allowed in China, under the name Douyin. So basically, people from all over the world rot their brain with this fucking internet cancer constantly. And that makes sense. When TikTok is allowed in the largest population center of the world, and it's only banned in India, where let's be factual, 50% of the country can't even afford a cell phone, and the ones that can already struggle with that and the internet, okay? It's a population that's getting there. TikTok, of course, is going to be one of the most viewed platforms in the world. In fact, if you go to their Play Store page right here, you can see that they've got 43.5 million votes, okay? Nearly 5 stars. I'm sure there's nothing sus going on there, goddamn. But of course, if you go down, they've got 1 billion plus downloads, okay? So anytime you see an app with 1 billion plus downloads, it's big, okay? It's huge. And I don't know where they're charging $249 an item. That needs to stop. But you can see that it's the destination for mobile videos, which is true, okay? The amount of people I've seen, dude, my aunt's kids will fire up TikTok and they'll just be like browsing. It's like, oh, look at that funny thing. Look at that funny thing. Look at that whole... And the algorithm keeps them addicted. It's like, it's crack, it's cocaine for kids, man. That's what I'm telling you. That's all these social media services are. Once they get you addicted, you're addicted. Now, this source comes at us from Cloudflare Radar. And so, this is respectful. This is trust. Cloudflare is a respected company. This isn't Fake Science Monthly coming up with this out there, okay? I wouldn't be making this video if, like, The Verge was talking about it. The Verge was like, do you know TikTok dominates? Yeah, if they can figure out how to build a computer first, then we can talk about everything else. Why not? But you can see in the most popular domains, which is actually in beta, you can see that TikTok.com is number 1. All right, number 1, then Google, then Facebook, then Microsoft, then Apple, then Amazon, and finally at number 7 and 8, you've got YouTube and Netflix. And these are big things. Netflix is already a big bandwidth strain for a lot of countries, okay? To the point where, like, even in South Korea, because of Squid Game, so many people were watching the show that the one ISP that they were working with literally filed a lawsuit simply because they were getting bombarded with requests. And obviously they were like, Netflix, you better pay us a lot more than what's already going on with the amount of traffic being charged. And that's true. I think that makes sense. Even YouTube, which is slightly above Netflix simply because it offers free content just to sign on to, makes sense. But why are they number 7 and 8 and TikTok is 1? That's because these are 2 services that are not allowed to operate in China, meaning that they're already cut off from the largest group of people on the planet. And when you have that happening to you, good luck. A lot of companies will cater their products to China. For instance, Roblox has a Chinese variant to it, okay? Games like Rainbow Six, games like various online games, if they exist in China, have their own servers and their own brands and their own censorship that are going. Simply because they want to operate in that country, they want to make the millions, if not billions of dollars, but they also have to comply with really strict CCP rules. And a lot of sites like Google, YouTube, Netflix just simply don't care to comply. They're already dealing with the rest of the world. They can take that hit. For a lot of tech companies, though, they really don't. Apple, for instance, will actually go out of their way to cater to the CCP simply because in order to sell iPhones and the iPhone services, you're gonna have to bend over if you operate in that country. It's how the rules work, it's how it's there. Twitter is at number 9, which honestly saddens me. This site is an actual hellscape. But, that being said though, all right, it makes sense now that we know about population differences and how TikTok operates, okay? All right, that's just facts and logic. So one of the content creators that I wanted to see on TikTok was one of them was Bella Poarch, okay? Who's got 5.7 million subs on YouTube. And from what I understand, she's some pop singer or something. She's made songs like Build a Bitch. Okay. And then you go to TikTok and she's dominating the game. She's got 86 million followers. 86 million. In comparison, PewDiePie's got 111 million. And that's 99.9% of channels will never attain that growth on YouTube. So when she succeeds, I try to identify the content here. And I could not identify the content that Bella Poarch makes, okay? I think it's either dancing or it's mukbang. I don't know. They're only 60-second videos on average, okay? There's not much content you can film out unless you start T-posing and Fortnite dancing in front of people with cancer, okay? That's pretty much what TikTok is. It's just dances and it's just memes. Now, again, I'm not knocking it or anything. Hey, if it works, it works. This is the new creator economy right here. This is what this is what the new generation is interested in. Short form, addicting content that they can just consume rapid fire and move on. Gone is the day of 20-minute videos. Gone is the day of any of that. If your video is in less than 60 seconds, most of the people might not even be watching. In fact, I even went on TikTok to find out me, for instance. I have a TikTok page too. I don't really advertise it, but here I'm not actually Mutahar. Because Mutahar was taken and some ordinary gamers were taken, I didn't get on that band really quick. So here you can see that I have 30,000 followers nearly. I don't really advertise it, and I've only made a few TikToks. And I think what's really sus, and I talked about this with my podcast host, Umpovale, where it seems like TikTok may actually have a method to get people addicted to creative content. And the way that it works is, when you post content, here I made a video, and then I made another video, which got 318,000 views. I don't know why this hit 318,000 views. I didn't put it in the For You page. I didn't put it in anything, but it got 54,000 likes. So I just literally talked about Discord malware hitting one VM to another VM. How that managed to hit, I have no idea. But I haven't continued to make TikTok content simply because I don't really care too much for it. I rather make these videos and have more fun doing that. I don't really know if I have the chops to make 60-second meme videos. Or at least that's what I thought. Because when you go to TikTok and you type in the word Mutahar, you'll find out that, boy oh boy, there are some videos out here that dominate even my main YouTube channel. For instance, this one right here, which is done by footballers, okay? People who are talking about, quite literally, Stoke City and Liverpool. Stoke City's dominating Liverpool right now. I don't know much about football, but my laugh alone was enough to get 3 million views or plays on this TikTok channel. That's high video views for me. That's some of my most highly viewed videos are just touching 3 million and above. That's big. That's massive. And if that's just one video, there's another one where I look at Roblox, 1.5 million plays. Look at this shit. Dude, it's a clown I'm fighting. Get out of here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at the reflections there. Somebody's you use NASA PC. Dog, that is quite literally just a screen space shader. But then again, you can tell the average age of the audience here. This one is for you, Daddy, not actually Mutahar. What is this? What am I looking at here? She's playing Tunuk 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 with Delaire Mendy going on. What is she? Is this like a spanky paddle? Oh my god, it's a little spanking love paddle, Daddy Muta. God damn! It's probably something to do with cookies and stuff, and I'm just making it really dirty. But you see what's happening? I'm falling into the TikTok addiction right now, which is why I'm going to stop. I've honestly found out that if I just literally laugh to cringe on TikTok, I could probably dominate it as one of the leading platform creators. But see, that's where content is headed to, ladies and gentlemen. It's headed to 30-second short form videos where it's just mimetic, I guess. Now, I kind of understand that with TikTok, and this is my final thoughts, is I genuinely feel TikTok succeeding in a lot of ways because at the moment, YouTube is becoming a much more hostile place for creators, in my opinion. We already saw Totally Not Mark getting hit with 150 something copyright claims. But for me, I used to make a lot more edgier content, things like, darker 4chan stuff. And I still want to make that content. I still actually have it sitting in my edit list right now of projects that I'm getting to. But the problem with that is, while I like covering that content, like, 4chan grenade explorations and like synchronicity experiments, YouTube has a real hard-on for restricting that content. And I'm not talking about demonetization. I don't care about demonetizations. I don't really care about that money. I have a job for that reason. But what I worry about is when I upload a video, it immediately can sometimes get age restricted if it's now even slightly edgier. A ton of other creators I know and talk to face the same issues. And when you get age restricted, it kills your video in terms of search rankings and people actually watching, which is the whole focal point of making content, making people laugh, interested, and engaged. If YouTube is stifling that, it makes it such a hostile place for the average creator. And when you got people like corporations jumping in, uploading content, and somehow getting away with things that most YouTubers wouldn't, it burns you. Celebrities jump onto this platform, and nothing against them, but if they get what we seem as preferential treatment, it pisses people off. Now, TikTok is in that early stage where it's popular, it's growing, and people are jumping onto the TikTok bandwagon. While they have TOS infringements constantly going out every day, I would say that TikTok is a much more friendlier place for newer people jumping in, at least the creator, if you will. Now, of course, down the years, that could all change too, since this is now the most de facto favorite website. But it seems like most people in the online video production sphere are turning ever more corporate and ever more like corpo business friendly, which ultimately is the antithesis of why these sites were created, to broadcast creators in the first place. But now I'm getting a little bit off topic, and frankly, I just wanted to make a dive into TikTok anyways to talk about this kind of content. It's a growing website, it's a growing platform, and it will consistently seem to grow as long as it doesn't remain banned in various countries. I would imagine if this started getting banned in the US or China, or not China, but the US or the UK or really any other country, if it faced some level of a malware concern at the slightest, would stifle its actual growth 100%. I mean, that's not even like a scientific, that's just like basic sense. But that's really what I'm getting at with TikTok has won. Quite literally, it's won the entire tech war, and I assume when more Chinese companies are operating in the sphere, they'll start to win too. So that being said, though, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.